Every video games have their own lot of characters. From wimps to badasses, boys to girls, animals to not-so-animals, baddies to heroes. Every single one has his role to play and in a way, makes the game a little more different than the others. Sometimes though, there are some kind of characters one just can't understand. They are so awkward that they seem totally disconnected from the game. It's as if there was no good explanation for them to exist, and always makes you go, what the f***? And in Zelda games, that's really not lacking. So, I think you would have guessed from the title of this video. Indeed, here's my top 10 list on most disturbing Zelda characters. I base my choices from the games that I've played so far, which are Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, The Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks, and Skyward Sword. So major spoilers from these games are to be expected. Keep in mind that this is my personal opinion and that yours may differ from mine. So, without further ado, let the countdown begin. For my number 10, I chose the Poe Collector, which can be seen in both Ocarina of Time, in Destroy Castle Town, or on the edge of the way to Icana. This guy is not extremely awkward, but I still thought he deserved a place on my countdown for his overall looks and oddness. And mostly because of that particular sentence, which troubled me quite a lot. Number 9 goes to Zil, the giant boogie elder child. I don't really get it. Actually, when I first saw that guy, I couldn't believe that thing hanging out from his nose was real. Then, the little thing just started running after me as if he wanted to stick his boogie on me on purpose, which was quite disgusting. Carpet Guy from Ocarina of Time is the very first master of trolling to me in the whole Ocarina of Time game. I didn't find him before playing the game for the third or fourth time, and when I did, I was so amazed that he had a new item to give me that I couldn't help but get the 200 rupees he wanted. And when I gave him, I just couldn't believe this was just a bombshoe. That's right, a bombshoe. An item you can get in the Bombshoe Bowling game for 30 rupees. Well, at least, it got useful later in the Spirit Temple. Actually not, because there was a chest in the Spirit Temple where you could find bombshoes. This guy is also shown in Majora's Mask as the swordsman teacher. Funny fact, in the final hours, he can be found in the back of his dojo, all curled up and crying in fear. Well, I guess that serves you right, you crook. Number 7 goes to the almighty Kikwi Elder, Buka. The first time you meet a Kikwi is a bit disturbing itself. You can't really tell what that is. It's a sort of a pear-shaped penguin with a Zorro mask and a plant on top. But hey, guess what? I actually think they were pretty cute, especially with their little high-pitched sound. But then, I met that guy. First, I thought there was kind of a new monster on the ground, but then I saw him rise up and talk. Oh my god. Now I couldn't really get the idea of a gigantic Kikwi. Creature that was supposed to be adorable. Actually, there was nothing really adorable in Buka, except maybe the fact that he still thinks he has the best hiding skills of all Kikwis. Indeed, this guy was disturbing. Ho ho ho. On number 6 we have Batreaux, the nice demon from Skyward Sword. I put this character on the list for two main reasons. First, when I heard there was a monster hidden in Skyloft, I was sure there was going to be some kind of battle once I find him, which I thought was pretty cool. Then when I knew it was a demon, I thought it would be even more badass, you know? Like the other demons like Maladas, Ganon, or even the mice. But no. It was a nice little guy with wings that looked like they were made of bed sheets and nice Call-of-Duty style clothes. I was like, come on! If it's a demon, at least make it scary. The second reason why this guy was disturbing was because when you first get into his house, you hear a little girl scream. So you assume the demon is attacking a little girl. But when you enter the house, you found out they were just playing the scream as loud as you can game. Yeah, right. Halfway on my countdown, here is the fabulous demon lord Ghirahim. Everything about this guy is awkward. From the outfit he has on to his famous quotes, this guy has pretty much the whole package. The way he speaks about himself is kind of, well, over the top. Not to mention that he's far from having wonderful features, as he says. Plus, he seems to have some kind of split personality, being nice and polite to bitter and bloodthirsty. This guy really has some serious issues, and not to mention his well-known fabulous dance. On number 4, from Ocarina of Time, but mostly for his role in Majora's Mask, the not-so-happy mask salesman. At first, in Clock Tower, you meet him, not really knowing who he is, and he tells you he has been following you. Then, he asks you to get his lost mask back, Majora's Mask, from the Skull Kid. Though you can't retrieve it just yet, you still manage to get your Ocarina back, which allows you to travel in time. When you do come back to him, he thinks you have his mask and shows you the Song of Healing to get rid of your Deku appearance, as he promised. Doing so, he starts playing the tune on his jumbo-sized organ/piano that came out of who knows where, and how can a masked salesman know what tune's so powerful? And then... when he finds out you did not have his mask, he'll go berserk and try to shake you to death. Another fun fact is the unexplainable similarities between him and the Moon Children. They even do a reference to the masked salesman at some point. Many things remain unexplainable about the Happy Masked Salesman, and that's what makes him the 4th on my top 10 list. For 3rd place, we have Zant, the Usurper King. For the most part of the game, he acts very cuddly and emotionless towards Link and Midna. But once his status of King of Twilight is in danger, that's when his whole menace comes out. His whole way of talking when he's angry is also pretty odd. Through the whole battle against Link, he can't stop screaming, jumping, and running everywhere, and it only gets worse by the second. The final battle is just insane. He pops from one side of the battlefield to another, spinning around and trying to stab you in any way he can. The music itself is quite nerve-wracking, especially in the end where it just becomes totally out of control. All you could do was run everywhere, hoping he will not knock you over, and wait until he gets exhausted before attacking back. Though I have to admit, this was probably one of my favorite battles, it was still creepy as hell. Once he's finally defeated, he was droning all over the fact he cannot die because his god will resurrect him without cease, which ended up being false after Ganondorf has been defeated as well. In any way, Zant is definitely one of the creepiest and odd characters of the whole series, so far. And here we are at our second most disturbing character of all time, which many of you probably saw coming, Tingle. This 35-year-old man made his debut in Majora's Mask, where he introduced himself as a fairy. You heard me well, a fairy. Remember that in the game he's in, fairies look like this, this, or this. And he thinks of himself as one of these. Just look at his costume. It doesn't even come close to what a fairy in any means possible looks like. I didn't know fairies were dressed in green either. Wearing a green overall with a red panty just looks wrong. Another thing that is weird is that he can be seen in more than 4 places floating in the air with his red balloon, drawing maps all day long. I don't think Nintendo could have done something more random than creating this little fellow. A 35-year-old man, thinking he's a fairy, spending his days making maps of the world aboard his balloon, and also, as shown in the Wind Waker, can decipher maps with the help of his so useful magic words. And yes, for those who wonder, there is worse than Tingle, which is leading us to our number 1 spot for the title of the most disturbing character of all time, which is... Well, actually, I'll make you wait a little longer. When searching for characters that were strange, I did find a huge lot of them. But there wasn't enough matter to discuss about them, so I decided to show you briefly who would have been number 20 to 11, while doing a quick recap. Number 20, King Zora. Number 19, Big-Mouthed Muto. Number 18, Grooves and his Pompadour. Number 17, Dancing Queen King Top. Number 16, Dampé, the Grave Digger. Number 15, the Happy Thief, Seiken. Number 14, the Eyeball Eater, the Lake Scientist. Number 13, the Not So Normal Clowns, Fall By and Fire. Number 12, Dancing Scarecrow, Pierre. Number 11, Blacksmiths, Zuboro and Gaboro. Number 10, Ain't a Go-Go Boy, Poe Collector. Number 9, Boogie Lover Zill. Number 8, Strolling Swordsman / Carpet Guy. Number 7, Camouflage Master, Buka. Number 6, the Fearsome Demon, Batreaux. Number 5, Fabulous Ghirahim. Number 4, Not So Happy Master Salesman. Number 3, Red Bull Addict King, Zant. And number 2, Tingle the Fairy. And finally, here's the moment you've been waiting for, our number 1 spot. Maybe some of you saw it coming, and for those who did, yes, it is the hand in the toilet guy, also known as 3 question marks. When Link goes into the stock Puddin's bathroom at midnight, a hand will come out of the toilet seat and wiggle around, requesting for any kind of paper, as if it was urgent. Once Link does, he will thank him with a piece of heart, and disappear into the hole to never be seen again. The whole part of a hand sticking out of the toilet itself is disturbing enough. It's so awkward the producer didn't even give him a name. You have absolutely no idea who that guy is, or if it's even a guy at all. You don't even know why he's requesting for paper in the first place. And not only does this guy exist, but he's making an appearance in 2 other Zelda games, in Oracle of Ages and in Skyward Sword. In Oracle, it's the same grey hand asking for paper, though if Link falls into the hole, he dies. In Skyward Sword, a little bit more is known about the toilet guy. Girl. It is now the hand of a young female ghost who lurks into the toilet of the academy. It's not as creepy, but it's still disturbing as hell. I mean, why put that in a Zelda game? I did a little research on it, and found out that the hand in the toilet is a recurrent character in Japanese horror stories. But I mean, come on, Nintendo! This game is rated E for everyone! Why would you do that? It defies any logical sense. But yeah, I guess that's what The Legend of Zelda is. A world full of insanely awkward characters. But at least I didn't get scared as a kid, and got terrorized by the fact maybe a hand would grab my butt when I'm sitting on a toilet bowl. This guy, or girl, greatly deserved his first place on the top of his countdown. Yay! So, that concludes my top 10 list. and most disturbing characters of the whole The Legend of Zelda series. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I had fun making it, and thanks all of you for watching.